Woo! Another Beidou video. Technically, this is my first Beidou video, but it doesn't matter. The Haishan video is officially my first Beidou video now. Woo! My simp genes are tingling. Today's video is all about the future of Genshin Impact, the influence that Beidou will have on the overall story of the game. And don't worry, I don't believe that she'll die at some point in the story. So what can we expect from her? Before you ask, no, I'm not the beta tester. I swear I'm not leaking anything, mihoyo. However, by taking a look at Beidou's past and present, we are able to theorize about her future, to some extent at least. Now I have no crystal ball, but what I do have is knowledge that I can share with you today. In this video, you will learn the very important role that Beidou will play in Genshin, how it is possible to determine it at this point in time, and how certain we can be of it. So to understand Beidou better and the significant influence that she will have on the story, we need to get to know the inspiration behind Beidou and her pirates. It's no secret that Liyue, the country in which Beidou was born, is inspired by ancient and imperial China. The traditional attire, the architecture, and even the uniform of the Millelith, everything matches this description. And Beidou as a pirate also has a direct connection to this time. When people think of the pirates of China, they think of the so-called pirates of the South China coast, who were active throughout the South China Sea from the late 18th century. And as the map of Tevat shows us, Liyue is located in the south of the continent, having a pretty apparent south coast. Every map is made from south to north, otherwise it would be extremely weird. So we can be pretty sure that Liyue is located in the south. Now, who are the pirates of the South China coast? Since the late 18th century, the Chinese population increased tremendously. As such, land annexation became a necessity very quickly. As a result, many farmers lost their lands, and they had no choice but to turn towards piracy. The same thing happened to Beidou as well. She says that as a child, she was very poor, so poor that she even had to steal in order to survive.
I've been through some hard times. When I was a child, we had little money, so nothing to eat, and lived for years by stealing fruit off of people's trees.
By just listening to her, we can suspect that Beidou's parents didn't have land to cultivate, or else she wouldn't need to steal food from others. So what's the connection between Beidou and the Chinese pirates? In the middle of the pirates' most powerful period, one pirate in particular made a name for themselves, and that pirate was female. Her name, Zheng. To understand Beidou's past and present, and to be able to theorize about her future, we'll take a look at the inspiration behind Beidou's character, Captain Zheng Yisao was born in a poor family, probably even a family of boat people, an ethnic group in southern China who traditionally lived on junks. Or actually back then she wasn't called Zheng Yisao yet. Her actual name is unknown, but we'll just call her Zheng Yisao to facilitate things. Eventually, Zheng Yisao's family situation became so bad that she had to start working on a floating brothel. Very little is known about Zheng Yisao's past before she became a pirate, but at some point she met a man called Zheng Yi, an already well-known pirate. She and Zheng Yi married, and from that moment onwards, the future pirate captain was known as Zheng Yisao, which literally means the wife of Zheng Yi. Comparing the youth of Zheng Yisao to Beidou's, we can determine the following similarities. Beidou was born in a poor family, probably of boat people, just like Zheng Yisao. We can therefore identify a strong connection between Beidou and the sea starting to form in her early childhood. In order to survive, Beidou had to turn towards stealing, and Zheng Yisao had to start working in a certain job that I'm not sure whether YouTube will like if I say its name. Here is when the first question about Beidou's past arises. If she was very poor, how was she able to afford a ship? We can think of three possible theories when listening to Beidou's voice lines about her first ship.
Even after I got my own ship, I was cast out by pompous merchants.
First theory, Beidou stole the ship from somebody else. Second theory, she managed to get enough money to buy herself a very tiny boat, and from there she invested in it until she was finally able to buy the ship she has today. And third, she inherited the boat where she used to live from her family. From there she invested in it until she bought the Alcor. This is the theory I think makes more sense. Moving on with Zheng Yisao's story. Once married to Captain Zheng Yi, Zheng Yisao quickly rose the ranks. Together with his wife, Zheng Yi was able to form a powerful pirate confederation, and by 1805 every pirate leader of Zheng Yi's group had entered it. Every leader was captain of their own ship, but Zheng Yi and Zheng Yisao were captains of every leader. This confederation was formed by 6 fleets, known by the colors of their flags. In total you had the red, the black, the blue, the white, the yellow and the purple fleet. Together with Zheng Yisao, Zheng Yi was the commander of the biggest fleet, the Red Flag Fleet. But in 1807 Zheng died. For Zheng Sao, this meant that she would become the new leader of the Pirate Confederation. This was not something easy to achieve though, but with the help of Zheng's adoptive son, Zhang Bao, Zheng Sao did indeed become the new pirate leader. Once more, comparing Beidou to Zheng Sao, we have someone who quickly rose the ranks and whose popularity grew pretty fast, someone who is the leader of many fleets and the captain of the biggest ship. In Beidou's case, that ship is the Alco, which is also red by the way, just pointing that out. And finally, we've got a pirate with a younger helper. For Zheng Sao, that would be her adoptive son, Zhang Bao, and for Beidou, that would be Kazuha. Forget the part where Zheng Sao later married her adoptive son and even entered a sexual relationship with him. Just want to say that I'm not a big fan of the Beidou x Kazuha ship, but there is pretty good shmentai of that, so you know, I can't complain. Finally lads, we've got a pretty fleshed out list of similar characteristics between Beidou and Zheng Sao, but I haven't answered the big question of this video yet. What immensely powerful role will Beidou play in Genshin Impact? The thing is that Beidou's fleet is already ridiculously powerful, but they are about to become even more. In Liyue, Beidou has close ties to the government. She does all the dirty work for Ningguang and is even good friends with Ganyu. Beidou's ship carries to Liyue all kinds of exotic ingredients and even exclusive intelligence from afar. For the Liyue Qixing, Beidou is an indispensable ally who, if turned against them, can mean the end of the Qixing and of Liyue altogether. Kuching herself even admits that.
That captain is always flouting the rules, and her personality really rubs people the wrong way. That said, the Crux fleet is indispensable to Liyue Harbor.
Not only that, but Beidou is extremely popular among the people of Liyue, making her even more powerful than she could ever be. As such, she does not let herself be manipulated by anyone, not even by the Liyue Qixing. Now, how could Beidou become even more powerful than that? Thanks to Zheng Sao, the Pirate Confederation got to the point where it posed a threat to entire navies, like the Chinese and even the Portuguese navy. With time, Beidou will achieve such levels of tremendous power as well. So let us get back to Zheng Sao. It's true that the pirates were already very powerful, but Zheng Sao wanted more. Zheng Sao's pirate confederation already had a strong hand grabbing the salt trade, but soon enough all maritime traffic was under the pirates' control. However, the biggest battle only came in 1808. The pirates had just defeated not one but two Chinese commanders, and they were even planning to invade the mainland. China couldn't just ignore that. And was the government able to defeat the pirates? Were they able to stop the invasion? No! The pirates won and they conquered those lands. They completely sacked them. Zheng Sao's pirates were only becoming more and more powerful. However, things were not exactly getting better for the pirates. Raids became more costly and mainland China was starting to get back at them. However, everything changed when a British ship appeared to help the Chinese navy. Zheng Sao, Zhang Bao and the rest of the pirates fought for a week, but in the end they had no choice but to retreat. In the middle of this, Zheng Sao even lost one of her fleets and fleet captains. However, this was all but a trap. After retreating, Zheng Sao was met with a terrifying surprise. 4 Portuguese ships could be seen in the horizon. The captain sent a help message to the other commanders. However, she was met by terrible news. The Black Fleet had betrayed Zheng Sao and had left the battle scene. Things were looking bad for Zheng Sao. The wind was turned against the pirate ships, so there was nowhere she could run or sail. The cards had been played and things were not looking as if they could get better. Suddenly, a miracle happened. The wind turned in the pirates' favor, and Zheng Sao was able to command the fleet right through the enemy ships and escape. Still, over the next months, Zheng Sao's Red Fleet would be very busy fighting Chinese forces, foreign ships, and even their old allies of the Black Fleet. If this isn't the top 10 anime betrayals of all time, I don't know what is. Zheng Sao realized something. From this moment onwards, things could only get worse. So she had decided. Before her power could weaken significantly, she surrendered. That's what you think? Zheng Sao? Surrendering just like that? Zheng Sao was having none of that. In fact, she had the balls to send the government her terms. Her pirates got full amnesty and could even keep their current loot. Not only that, but Zheng Sao and Zhang Bao could even maintain some of their ships to use in the salt trade. Zheng Sao's pirates received absolutely no punishment. The balls on this woman. Now, what does this mean for Beidou? Firstly, we have to remember that Beidou and her pirates are not entirely the same as Zheng Yisao's pirates. They are not exactly violent and do not act immorally. Yes, they break countless of Liyue laws, but nothing compared to what Zheng Yisao's pirates did. I can't even mention them or YouTube would be very angry at me. We can't literally translate everything in Zheng Yisao's story to apply it to Beidou's future. We must change things a little so that it matches Beidou's and the Crux fleet's character. Remember when I said the Pirate Confederation had various fleets named after their color and that Zheng Yisao commanded the Red Fleet, the biggest of them all? I believe that Yalko, Beidou's ship, is just a tiny fraction of her entire organization. In the future, we can expect to find more ships of her confederation anchored all around the 7 nations, and all the different college ships could have a playable captain to be released in the future. Just like Beidou is the red captain of the Red Fleet, in the future we could get a black captain of the Black Fleet, a blue captain of the Blue Fleet, a yellow captain of the Yellow Fleet, and so on. Not saying that we will get exactly 5 more playable characters for every fleet. Some of the captains might as well just be regular looking NPCs. Beidou even mentioned that she has many brothers who sail with her.
I have many brothers that sail with me. I have asked and remember why each and every one of them came on board. You, however, are special.
Now, this can simply mean that she sees the Crux fleet as her close companions, or it can mean something much literal. Maybe these siblings she talks about are really blood related, and they could very well be the captains of the other fleets. That's just a theory though. Still, those captains will play an important role in Beidou's future. I theorize that at some point in a far or even near future, Beidou's money will run out. Beidou can't just keep breaking the law and pay a tremendous amount of money forever. Mora doesn't just grow on trees, so Beidou will have to choose, being controlled by the Liyue Qixing or continue trying to be her own boss. The answer is pretty obvious. She will not want to lose her independence, and the only way not to become dependent on the Qixing is to find more ways to make money. A way to do that would be to get some lands, maybe to have her very own livestock farming and other things. Now you might be thinking that Beidou claiming lands for her pirates is a very unlikely scenario, but what if I told you she already has done so a long time ago, and we know exactly where it is? Guyun Stone Forest. Her ship is anchored there at the moment, and there is nothing there that could possibly interest mainland Liyue. There are no villages and just a couple of monsters, something that Beidou and her crew could easily beat. Now that is the perfect spot to start the base of Beidou's pirate organization. But of course, unlike what A thought, things can't stay the same forever. There is going to be a moment in time when Beidou and her Red Fleet will have to defend Guyun Stone Forest. Maybe once the Tsaritsa's plan is complete and her war against the Divine begins, Snezhnaya will see Guyun Stone Forest as the perfect strategic point against Liyue, Mondstadt, and even Inazuma. Now you might be thinking that what I'm explaining sounds a bit too militaristic, but the path the story is taking right now makes this ever more possible. Spoilers for Act 3 of the Inazuma storyline. If you haven't played this act already, please skip to the time that's showing right now on your screen. I seriously think Act 3 was amazing. I wouldn't want to spoil it for you. As I was saying, in Act 3, Signora dies. This is the first major in-game death, so from here on out, anything can happen. I mean, that Tsaritsa is planning a world war. Heck, a celestial war. Even worse, an Archon war too. But I digress. So, we've got our players on the board. Snezhnaya wants Guyun Stone Forest as a military base, which would put the people of Liyue, Mondstadt, and Inazuma in great danger. Beidou would never let something bad happen to the people. As such, she will do anything to send the Fatui back to their ass-freezing country. It happened countless of times in history that the superpower often underestimates the apparent weaker nation. The same thing can happen to the Fatui. They are going to look at Beidou's pirates and laugh at them. Haha, these people are just simple pirates. They have nothing against the almighty mother Snezhnaya. Blyat. So they are going to try and defeat the Crux fleets. But thanks to Beidou's and Kazuha's excellent leadership skills, they are going to get their ass beaten. More than once, I believe. Remember when I said that Zheng Yisao had more than one fleet under her leadership and that we could see more of Beidou's pirate fleets in the future? This is where they come in play. The rest of Beidou's fleet will come to aid their beloved leader, everyone except for one, the Black Fleet. Back in Zheng Yisao's story, the Black Fleet betrayed her pirate organization. The same can happen here. Beidou's Black Fleets under the Black Captain will be filled with fear once they find out that they are going to fight the Fatui. So they will choose to help the enemy instead, thinking that they'll have a better chance at winning this way. However, doesn't matter how many times Beidou slaps the Fatui's cheeks, the pirates will never be able to defeat a superpower. Every raid by the Fatui will be more costly for Beidou's pirates, until they will not be able to defend themselves any longer. However, what will happen is that the pirates' ass-kicking will stall the Fatui in their evasion, which will give Liyue and Mondstadt time to prepare their defense against the invaders. Once they are ready, they will help Beidou's pirates in one final act against the now weakened and tired Fatui force. The Fatui will have no way to resist and will be forced to retreat. Now you might be asking, how can I be so sure? Well, I was a general in my past life, that's why. And I played too much Civilization 5 not long ago. That game is seriously too addictive. However, unfortunately, the impact of the Fatui on Beidou's pirates will simply be too strong for Beidou to ignore and will mean the end of the Crux fleet altogether. There will be simply too many pirates injured after this fight, and Beidou will be forced to disband her fleet. At least until they eat all them succulent eggs and feel all better again. So lads, I hope you enjoyed the theory. I must say that while I was writing this, I was jumping in my boots, full of excitement, just thinking that we could get more pirate characters from Beidou's fleet in the future. Do you believe that's possible? And how did you like this theory? If you are a Beidou simp, leave a like and subscribe to help a fellow Beidou simp out in these agitated YouTube seas. And if you are not a Beidou simp, then you're welcome here as well. I thank you all very much for watching. Again, if you liked this video, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe so that you do not miss any new theories from me in the future. And finally, as spicy as Beidou x Kazuha Shmentai, thank you for those returning viewers who are already subscribed. I'm very happy to see you again. That's all I wanted to say for now. I will see you all next time.